Hello students, I welcome all of you again in this video of class 9th mathematics. So let's start today's topic, that is operation on real numbers. Students, in class 8th you have studied when we operate two rational numbers with addition, subtraction, multiplication and division, we always get rational number. But what happens when we operate a rational and an irrational number? So let's see here. The sum or difference of a rational number and an irrational number is irrational. We can see by an example. 2 plus root 3 is an irrational number because 2 is rational and root 3 is an irrational number. When we add them, we get irrational number 3.732, as the value of root 3 is 1.732 dash dash dash. So the value of 2 plus root 3 is 3.732 and so on. That is non-terminating, non-repeating. Same for subtraction also. When we subtract a rational and an irrational, we get an irrational number. Similarly, the product or quotient of a non-zero rational number with an irrational number is also irrational. So 2 into root 3 irrational and 2 divided by root 3 is also irrational. So we see rational plus irrational, rational minus irrational, rational multiplied by irrational and rational divided by irrational always gives the same result, that is irrational number. But if both are irrational, what happens then? If we add, subtract, multiply or divide two irrational numbers, the result may be sometimes rational or sometimes irrational. Here in these two examples you can see 2 plus root 3 added with 2 minus root 3, the answer is 4 and 4 is a rational number. But when we add 2 plus root 3 with 2 plus root 5, we get 4 plus root 3 plus root 5. So here one solution is 4 and another one is 4 plus root 3 plus root 5. One is rational and another one is irrational. So irrational plus irrational is rational or sometimes irrational. And subtraction also, when we subtract irrational minus irrational, we also get sometimes rational, sometimes irrational. Here in the example you can see. And when we multiply two irrational numbers, also we get sometimes rational and sometimes irrational. The result may be rational or irrational. So we can see an example, root 5 multiplied by root 5, we get 5, that is rational. But root 5 multiplied by root 3, we get root 15, that is irrational, as root 15 is not a perfect square. And when we divide an irrational number by an irrational number, we also get sometimes rational or sometimes irrational. Here in the examples you can see. So students, here are some identities to solve real numbers. So for positive real numbers a and b, following identities hold. Root a into b, we can write root a multiplied by root b. And you can see example also. Same, root a divided by b is equals to root a divided by root b. Third identity, root a plus root b multiplied by root a minus root b. The result is a minus b. By using these identity, you can easily solve questions based on real numbers. In the fourth identity, a plus root b multiplied by a minus root b, we get a square minus b. An example is also given. And the last identity, you can see root a plus root b multiplied by root c plus root d is equals to root ac plus root ad plus root bc plus root bd. All the irrational numbers are different here, so we multiplied them and we get the result here. You can see in the example. And one more identity, root a plus root b whole square. When we open it, we get root a square plus root b square plus 2 root a into root b. An example is also given. You can note it down. Now students, by using these identity, we have to solve question number 1 and 2. In question number 1, we have given classify the following numbers as rational or irrational. Let's focus on question number 1. Classify the following numbers as rational or irrational. So I just told you, when we operate a rational with an irrational, we always get irrational number. So here 2 minus root 3 is an irrational number. In the next part, 3 plus root 23 minus root 23. So plus root 23 minus root 23 cancel and we get 3, that is a rational number. In the third part, 2 root 7 divided by 7 root 7. So root 7 cancel, we get 2 by 7, that is a rational number. And 1 by root 2, 1 is a rational and root 2 is an irrational number. So the result is irrational number. And in the last part, that is 2 pi. 2 is a rational number and pi is an irrational number. So rational multiplied by irrational, the result is irrational. So 2 pi is an irrational number. Now students, I just told you about some identities. So using these identities, we have to solve question number 2. The first part of question number 2 I am doing. Rest of the parts you have to do in homework. So first part, you can see, simplify each of the following expressions. 3 plus root 3 multiplied by 2 plus root 2. So we can see which identity we can use here. We can use here this one identity, root a plus root b multiplied by root c plus root d, as all the real numbers are different over here. So root a plus root b multiplied by root c plus root d is equals to root ac plus root ad plus root bc plus root bd. You have to multiply and add them. So I have solved this one, you can see over here, and note it down. Rest of the parts you have to do yourself using the rest of the identities which is suitable. Now students, question number 3 of exercise 1.5. Let's see what is the question. The question says, recall pi is defined as the ratio of the circumference of a circle to its diameter, say d, that is pi equals to c upon d. This seems to contradict the fact that pi is irrational. How will you resolve this contradiction? So students, let's see its solution. There is no contradiction, because when we measure a length with scale or any other instrument, we only obtain an approximate rational value. So we never obtain an exact value. But as we know that pi is an irrational number, and here they have written pi equals to c upon d. So it means either c or d, one of them is an irrational. That's why pi is an irrational number. So we can say C upon D fraction is irrational, hence pi is irrational. So students, we have done 3 questions today, and question number 2, rest parts you have to do in your notebook using identities. So I thank you all of you for watching this video. Take care of yourself and keep studying.